Joining us now on the Megacast is Ashley Chambers. She is the Director of Business Development at Chief Financial Credit Union. Ashley, thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate having you on. So we, of course, know there are a number of different banks and banking institutions that people can work with, can put their money in, and can provide a lot of different services to them. And also among those banks are credit unions. And credit unions have a very interesting history and a very interesting philosophy, too, that differs from some of these banks. Can you take us through a little bit of the background of credit unions and how they differ from traditional banks?
Yeah, absolutely. One of the foundational differences between a credit union and a bank is the not for profit aspect and the for profit aspect. So, banks are a for profit institution, which means they have a large group of customers and a small group of shareholders that get the benefits of being banking and having those sort of relationships. Credit unions are a not for profit. So every single one of our members is a shareholder. That's why credit unions will historically have the lowest rates on loans, the highest rates on deposits, and we're more community engaged and involved within the communities that we service as a whole. That comes back to the foundation of credit unions being people helping people. Way back when a group of individuals got together and they said, enough is enough with these big banks trying to take away our funds and charge us unnecessary fees. And they came together, they pooled their own funds, and they were able to loan those out to individuals that needed it. And then, as a return, they did the deposits. Now, we've graduated a bit since then, especially Chief Financial Credit Union. We were founded out of a toolbox on the Pontiac shop floor in Pontiac, Michigan, for a group of GM employees. And since then, we now have our headquarters in Rochester Hills. We hold 4 other branches. And, I'd like to say we still hold our hearts lie in the toolbox, but we're able to expand and service a few more individuals now, much like credit unions as a whole. We now have the ability to service many individuals. It's not so stigmatized and it's not so regimented about where you have to be located to be a member.
And at this moment in time, so much of the focus in the financial realm is on inflation and the way that that's impacting our communities and impacting our economies locally, statewide, certainly federally and around the world. In terms of the credit union, we know that the Federal Reserve has already hiked rates about 3%, interest rates about 3% in total so far this year. And it's expected that by the end of the year, they could raise that another 1%. That means higher interest rates. But does that mean for those that are going to your institution and other institutions that you're seeing more people put some of their money into their savings as opposed to maybe investing in the market because those interest rates are higher and they're going to get a higher return on them than they would before?
Absolutely. We've seen the market fluctuate in and out of our favors. And unfortunately, when it hits hard, and especially with these upcoming times and the times that we're facing right now. The main objective of credit unions is to keep our membership stabilized during those unstable conditions, during those turbulent times. And the best way to do that is to support local within your financial institution and have those funds sit within a financial institution at a stable rate. A savings account is a great way. There's also share certificates and CDs. And kind of going back to what I just said, credit unions are going to have the best rates on any deposit that you put in, especially if you can put it into a CD. And there's truly no better way to lock in your funds than to have that with a stable rate for a 12, 15, 18-month term while the market is going a little bit haywire right now.
And in addition to being able to store your money in your savings account or manage your money in a checking account, what are some of the other services that are provided at Chief Financial Credit Union?
Chief Financial Credit Union is truly a one-stop financial shop. So we have every sort of product and service that you need to get you from birth to retirement. So we have those savings accounts that are built for members that are up to the age of 21, and it's called our Super Saver account. And they will earn a special interest rate for being a member of Chief Financial up until the age of 21. And within that, they are able to establish a banking relationship, which is huge. A lot of people fall into the patterns of, banking where their parents banked or banking at the place that's located right on the corner. And there's really no need for that with all the online services. We consider our website one of our virtual branches as well. And one of the most perfect ways that we do that is through our checking account, which is a 5% checking account. You can earn 5% on your balance in your checking account up to $5,000 just for doing the everyday banking that you already do. Again, that goes back to feedback that was from our membership. They said, this is a product or service that we wanted, saying, hey, I don't know if we can lock our funds in for a year, for example, for that CD that I had just mentioned. However, we want to do our primary banking with you, and we're going to be able to do that and pay our members a specific rate. That is one of the best in town that I've seen, and it's a phenomenal rate. Being a one-stop financial shop, you also have to offer the loan part of things. So we have every type of loan you need: auto loan, recreational loans, those fun vehicles that we all love, and unsecured loans. So a lot of people want to get out of that credit card debt and that never-ending cycle of debt that they feel, and we'll be able to take that on via an unsecured loan and get those rates in a nice pattern of consistency, because a credit card is unsecured debt, so that rate is going to fluctuate as the market fluctuates. So you could be signed up with a rate of 8%, and then by the end of the year, with the rates that have changed so much, you're looking at being closer to 20%, and that is outrageous. Whereas if you get an established unsecured loan, you can absolutely have that amazing rate for the longevity of that loan, instead of that fluctuation that you'd see, which is more often up than you go down with interest rates on those.
More information can be found and get in contact with Chief Financial Credit Union at chiefonline.com. That is chiefonline.com for more information, and you can find all the local contact info you need, as well as more information on their locations too. Chiefonline.com. We're joined by Ashley Chambers, the Director of Business Development at Chief Financial Credit Union, on today's edition of the Megacast. You mentioned, of course, credit unions. Their difference between traditional banks is that they are not for-profit organizations. And in addition to that being a tradition of credit unions, and certainly of Chief Financial Credit Union, you also work with many other nonprofits and other organizations and initiatives in the local community as well. Can you tell us about some of those different initiatives and other nonprofit partnerships that Chief Financial works with each and every day?
On an individual level, this is why I do what I do. This is what brought me into the credit union organization, the credit union world, and what will keep me here for the duration of my career. The ability to give back to the community in such a substantial way. So that does mean a monetary value, but that also means engaging your time, engaging your effort, having your mission statement and your core values truly align with nonprofits within your communities that you service, and give directly back to them. We pride ourselves on being able to take care of our members, our communities that we service, and the businesses located within them alike. That also includes our nonprofit friends. So specifically for Chief Financial Credit Union, we are the official credit union of Leader Dogs for the Blind, which is headquartered in Rochester as well, right down the road from ours. And we are the official credit union for Rochester University, formerly Rochester College, also located in Rochester, Michigan. Those are two of our bigger partnerships. However, every single partnership we have is big. Just to mention a few, October seems to be a very busy month, which is a great thing for me in my role, because every day is different and I love it. We were able to partner with Fleece and Thank You for their annual Make a Blanket Day for Oakland County 2022, where they aim to break a world record of making over 2,000 blankets. I believe they fell a little bit short, but were able to make over 800 blankets and get those to um, local children in hospitals that really need a comforting moment. Being able to give back and support people in their time of need really lies at the core of what Chief Financial does. And although we service that in a monetary value, we can also partner with organizations that service that. And Fleece and Thank You services that for a group of what I would consider one of the most needed and heartfelt group of individuals. When you see a child in the hospital, it touches you in a certain way. So to be able to partner with that organization is huge. We just had our Gilda's Club Bras for a Cause event, which celebrates the breast cancer survivors, and they are part of the Metro Detroit chapter. So we were really presenting sponsor for that event, and that really allows us to celebrate the life and the continuation of people coming together and, again, supporting each other in a time when they need it the most. That is truly what Chief Financial Credit Union aims to do. those are just a couple of our big ones that we recently had. However, I mean, I could go on for days. We are active within the school districts as well. So the Rochester Community School District, for example, we partner with them. We're the presenting sponsor for the Hometown Hustle Race. So it starts and ends in our parking lot, and it really gives the community a chance to come in, raise funds for the schools, and celebrate with each other. And this year they added a color run component. So that was fun because a lot of it started in our parking lot. So our parking lot was a beautiful rainbow color for a day or two. And I couldn't complain about that. It was awesome being able to bring the community together in such a positive aspect and give directly back to the schools. It's very much needed, and it's a powerful movement to see a community come together in such a positive aspect.
More information can be found on chiefonline.com, chiefonline.com, or call them 248 253 7900, 248 253 7900 for more information. And Ashley, you mentioned that Chief Financial Credit Union was founded in Pontiac, but it has two new locations now in Rochester and Troy. Tell us about those branches and why Rochester and Troy for those locations.
Absolutely. Our original headquarters was in Pontiac, Michigan. As I had said, that's where we were founded. And we still hold that's one of our busiest branches is in Pontiac. We moved our headquarters to Rochester or Rochester Hills, depending on where you're standing in the building. We moved there in 2015 and really wanted to give back to the community. Around that same time in the early 2000s, there was a change within credit unions. As a whole. So they used to be very specific in their membership, and you had to fall within a very specific field in order to become a member of any credit union. And each credit union was a little bit different, and Chief Financial was no different. However, when those laws were changed and updated, we were able to expand our field of membership. So, in order to really drive that home, we wanted to come to Rochester and really make an impact on the community, start to give back to the community as a whole rather than a segmented group of our membership base now that we were able to do so. So, our hearts still lie in Pontiac. We give back so much to that amazing, bountiful city. We have our new branch in Rochester, which is a branch community center, and what I've lovingly called it our chief financial campus. So we have our main building, which is our headquarters, which will hold all of our amazing accounting department, our call center, everybody that really makes the credit union tick behind the scenes. They're going to be in that building. And then in our new community center and branch, which is located literally right in front of it. You take a staircase to it, and that will be our new branch with our amazing new drive-through, as well as the ability to have a community event. Holds up to 75 people. And then there's 3 smaller offices that hold up to 4 people if you want to have a private meeting. There's a table along the center that holds up to 20 people that you can have a little get together. We have a lot of communities members that come in and utilize the office spaces and plan to utilize the office spaces while they work remote. It's a nice change of scenery. And then, of course, we have our conference center, which is probably the most beautiful room in the entire building. It's all glass windows. You have a great shot of downtown Rochester, and off to the other side, you have the ability to go onto an outdoor porch and really get some fresh air. And this time of year, you'll see the Christmas lights coming up in downtown Rochester for the big bright light show, and it's absolutely stunning at night. It's one of a kind. It truly takes your breath away every time you see it. So being able to have that sort of view is phenomenal. And our branch in Troy is coming as well. That's going to be at 16 in Rochester Road. And that one is our, what I like to lovingly call our newest project, but with our longstanding partnership with the Troy Chamber of Commerce. We've found more often than not, and we realized this years ago, that a lot of people either live in Rochester, Rochester Hills, and work in Troy, and vice versa. So, in order to be able to properly service that field of membership and be able to meet their needs on a personal and business level, we wanted to open up a location in Troy, a connection branch, if you will. That office also has the ability to have a community center. It holds up to about 15 people, and we have a lot of organizations through the Troy Chamber of Commerce that want to utilize that space and have that, well, for lack of a better word, back in person feeling that we finally all are craving and want to get out of that virtual world and be back face to face. And there's no better space to do that, and one that has enough space for you to still have your own personal zone, but come together as a group as a whole as well.
More information on Chief Financial Credit Union can be found on chiefonline.com. Ashley, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.